If you're a high-achieving woman who constantly feels overworked, underappreciated, and stretched way too thin, this episode is for you. Today, we're diving into the one thing that can change everything for you: boundaries. So if you've ever felt guilty for saying no, or like you're constantly disappointing people when you try to prioritize yourself, you're not alone. But let me be real with you. The ability to set and uphold boundaries isn't just about self-care. It's about self-respect. And it's about claiming the life and the career that you actually want instead of drowning in obligations. I'm Shannon Howard, corporate leadership and burnout recovery coach, host of the Ascend and Ignite podcast, and the creator of the Aligned Clarity Formula, helping high-achieving corporate moms just like you go from burnout and exhaustion to balance and clarity without guilt. Today, we're going to unpack the number one reason high-achieving women struggle with boundaries, how to set boundaries that people actually respect without guilt, and the 3 types of boundaries you must have to protect your energy, your time, and your career. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to stop overcommitting, how to stop over-explaining, and start protecting your peace like the powerhouse you are. Let's be honest. If boundaries were easy, we'd all be setting them left and right. But they're not, especially for high-achieving women. Why? We've been conditioned to believe that the value that we bring is tied to how much we can give, how much we can do, and how much we can endure. Is this all making sense to you? Here's what this looks like in real life. You feel guilty saying no, even when you're drowning. You keep overcommitting because you don't want to let anyone down. You explain yourself way too much when you set a boundary, almost like you need to justify why you deserve to protect your time. You get resentful when people don't respect your boundaries, but you never really actually enforce them. Sound familiar? The truth is, most high-achieving women struggle with boundaries because deep down we fear what will happen if we stop overgiving. We fear disappointing others. We fear being seen as difficult, selfish, or not a team player. But here is the hard truth. The more you say yes to things that drain you, the more you're saying no to what actually matters: your health, your family, your peace, your future. So how do we set boundaries that people respect without guilt? Step number 1, you need to get crystal clear on your non-negotiables. The reason most women struggle with boundaries is because they don't even know what their true non-negotiables are. So here's your first step. You need to ask yourself, what are the things in your life that are absolutely essential to your well-being? What drains you the most? What do you constantly wish you had more time for? What would make the biggest difference in your happiness and energy? If you're constantly exhausted, constantly overbooked, and constantly feeling behind, that's your sign that your boundaries need to be stronger. Step number 2, set boundaries with clarity and strength, not apology. Most people fail at boundaries because they set them as an apology instead of a statement. Examples of weak boundaries: I'm so sorry, but I just can't do this right now. I feel bad, but I really need to take time for myself. Now, listen to the example of strong boundaries. I don't have the bandwidth for this, so I'll have to decline. I won't be available during that time, but here's what I can do. I protect my evenings for family time, so I won't be able to take on extra work. See the difference? No apology, no over-explaining, just a clear and confident boundary. Step 3, 3 types of boundaries that you must have. Number 1, time boundaries. I don't take work calls after 6 p.m. Number 2, energy boundaries. I don't say yes to things that drain me just to please others. Number 3, emotional boundaries. I am not responsible for managing other people's reactions to my boundaries. When you start implementing these boundaries, people will actually start respecting you more not less. Listen, boundaries are not just about saying no. They're about saying yes to the career you want, to the life you deserve, and the energy you need to sustain them both. When you stop feeling guilty about protecting your time, you actually unlock a level of success that is sustainable, fulfilling, and aligned with who you actually are. And if you're ready to learn how to set powerful boundaries and create a career in life that doesn't drain you, I want to invite you to a free 20-minute clarity call with me. We'll dive into what's holding you back, and we'll create a plan to help you break free from burnout. So send me a message with the comment clarity on Instagram to book your free call now, because you are worth it, your family is worth it, and at the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup.